Продължаваме с преиграването на Broken Sword with a Smoking Mirror. Така, музичката. Музичката е доста добра. Да. Така, сипах една биричка, тече на здраве. Нипичка. Ням, да се преспа. Аман. Нипичката винаги е добре дошла. Я да видим сега какво става тук. Сейвнахме. Айде, господине. Гледай какво става тук. Гледай. Барджа. Някакви падъци на дебрис. Я да ги потърсим. Абе, вземи нещо, бе. Голяма е принцеса. Може за червя нещо.
The barge was empty.
Откъде?
The barge was empty.
Къде видя, че е empty?
It was a rusty old barge.
Вижте, Балкан дойде, бе. Виж го. Балкане! Някаква криминалистика става тук. Я вземе, бе. Опа! Значи долу като е. Виж го, бе. Чакай да го видим.
It was a mean-looking guard dog.
Балкан. Мога да му дам гащите.
He didn't look like a sniffer dog.
Червея.
That dog looked like he already had more worms than he.
Може ли да го застреляме и да го преспим?
Without a way of firing the dart, I would never have been able to propel it fast enough to puncture the mutt's hide.
Да, той понеже е с броня. Те ба го пакате, да ба.
Do you know what time it is?
No, I don't wear a watch.
Seriously?
As my dad used to say, I'm not into time, man.
Well, you're too early.
What time is it anyhow?
The big hand's on the floor. Why aren't you in bed?
I can explain everything.
Never mind, I ain't that interested.
What time do you open the gates?
7.
Do you mind if I hang out here till the docks open?
Please yourself, but you'll have a long wait. It's Sunday, and tomorrow is the start of the national holiday. Everything is closed for a month.
Well, wouldn't you just know it? Does that dog belong to you?
Nah, he comes with the job. I just feed him every now and then.
More then than now, I'd say.
Там е храната. Вижте каква иконка са му направили, какъв е.
What's the dog's name?
20.
It's unusual for a dog.
It's his registration number. Security dog number 20.
That animal doesn't seem too hot for a guard dog.
No? You haven't seen him in action.
Doesn't look like he has the energy to wag his tail.
Just like my wife. She's like a slug in a coma until she's annoyed. Then she's like a tiger with a rat up its ass.
Sweet.
Lol. A tiger with a rat up its ass. Много добре написана шега.
Ever heard of Condor Transglobal?
Sure. They have a warehouse here.
Well, could I take a look?
Not until after the holidays. Come back in a month.
I have to make a delivery to Condor Transglobal.
Where's your rig?
About half a mile down the road.
And you walked here? Jeez, are you some kind of nut?
Nah, it was easy. I just put one foot in front of the other. Are you gonna let me make my delivery?
Not without the paperwork. You get the papers, you make your delivery, and I get a fat backhander.
I was getting nowhere with the story about being a trucker. Do you know what kind of business Condor's involved in?
I'm paid to guard the gate. Their business is none of mine.
I'm looking for a young woman.
At the docks? What kind of woman do you have in mind?
You don't understand. It's my girlfriend I'm trying to find.
Well, I ain't seen her, and you should tell her the docks ain't no place for a young lady. They're dirty and they're dangerous.
I'm certain my girlfriend was brought here when she was abducted.
What? Your girl was kidnapped?
Yeah. Struck down by an Indian with a poisoned dart.
A poison dart, huh?
I could tell he didn't believe me. I have these very exotic panties.
Take them away, you pervert!
Have you ever heard of Professor Ubier?
Me? None of my friends are professors or anything like that.
What's cooking?
Beans. You know a man can live on nothing but beans.
Not this one. Don't you ever get tired of eating beans?
Sure I do. What do you take me for?
And what's the alternative?
Peas. I can't eat them too often, though. They play hell with my digestion.
Have you ever considered changing your diet?
What's wrong with beans and beer?
You need me to tell you? You're pumping out enough methane here to fill a dirigible. This is the dart that the Indian shot at my girlfriend.
Sheesh. That's pretty weird, but I don't see why you'd expect to find her here.
Take a look at this letter.
That's sick. Did you write it?
Oh, no. No, it's a letter from my girlfriend's admirer.
If I was you, I'd smack him in the mouth.
Well, that's not my style, but thanks for the advice. I gotta go now, but I'll be back.
Can't wait.
Добре, я да видим, ако му кажем името сега. Okay.
What's the big idea?
I don't know. The dog went berserk for no apparent reason.
He's trained to do that. The idea is to deter any would-be intruder.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just remember, he's a trained attack dog. A killer.
Окей, върви с нас.
Breaking steel padlocks with my bare hands was a feat. I decided I would not be able to pick a 5-barrel hardened steel heavy-duty padlock with a dart.
Червена.
That dog looked like...
Дали червя може да отвори?
It was the label I'd found in the Glee's gallery.
Моля. Да ги дам на кучето.
He didn't look like a snake.
Пробвах. Ха-ха-ха-ха, ето какво ще направим, бе. Аре, бе.
Ouch! That's hot.
Естествено, че ходове мало
The chimney was
такъв.
a metal pipe with a conical hat on top to stop the rain getting in.
Запуши го, бе.
The panties would not have been thick enough to shield this level of heat.
Ще не са зимни гащя.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It was a box of blank forms. The spike held a stack of papers which appeared to be shipping documents. None of them referred to Condor Transglobal. It was the door which led to the docks on the other side of the fence. Something was bubbling in the watchman's saucepan. It was an old iron stove which heated the hut and the watchman's dinner. It was a large bucket filled with coal. It was a packet with a picture of a boxer dog on the front. It was a filthy, stained coffee mug.
Така,
A shabby old overcoat hung from a peg near the door.
Да видим сега, точно докато опитва.
The box contained nothing but blank forms.
Евелин. Добре дошла, здравей. Това е Broken Sword 2 Point and Click игра. Adventure. Почнахме я преди към час и нещо. Отвлякоха приятелката ни и сега я търсим. Така че добре дошла, добра ти вечер. Как я караш? Добре, може ли...
The watchman wasn't going to let me near the paper. It was the trapdoor which the Slav used as a waste chute, straight into the sea. I couldn't reach it from outside.
Добре. Аре. Така.
The stick had a hook on one end. I figured it was a boat hook for hooking boats.
Hooking boats.
It was a short wooden-handled boat hook. No. No. I'd better... Nope. Not so... I'd better... No. No.
Да. Добре. Виж го Балкан колко е лош.
My arms were...
Айде. Балкан остава там. Yeah.
I just knew that boat hook would be useful for something. As for the bottle, even if I couldn't find a use for it, I'd cleaned up the dock a little.
Добре.
It was the beer bottle that slob of a watchman had dumped in the sea, now half full of filthy dock water. The label read, Surge, the beer that clears your head.
Да не би да трябва да напълним с текила.
No. Wrong.
Ама тази платформа ние за какво я мръднахме тогава? А то кучето трябва да падне във водата, бе. Те ли трябва да стане, бе?
My arms were...
Най-вероятно тук някаква храна ще трябва да му сложа и отдолу да я бутна. И то да падне във водата и аз да изляза. Я да видим. Я виж ти. Какво мога да направя?
It was the watchman's overcoat.
Мога да го
I
взема.
couldn't reach the coat.
I couldn't reach the coat.
No, that's wrong.
Как така е, човек? That's wrong. Не.
I couldn't reach the... I couldn't reach the door without... Wrong.
Excuse me? Huh? Who's there?
Какво стана? Лол. Моля да взема...
I wasn't convinced that would... Wrong. I couldn't reach the dock. That wouldn't... I'd better think... Hello?
Интересно. Така, ако мога да му хвърля храна.
That dog looked like he all...
Бутилката.
It was the newspaper clipping referring to the imminent eclipse.
Не, това може ли?
No.
Мога ли да я хвърля по прозореца? Аз тази игра не я помня чак толкова много, въпреки че съм я играл, ама... Чакай, това беше.
Oh no. I'd learned my lesson.
Човек, това беше...
The bottle was half filled with water. Maybe it would cool the cone down enough to touch it. Now I could see into the pipe which formed the chimney. That chimney looked very exposed without its cone. The chimney was a metal pipe which disappeared into the wall.
Сега...
It was the metal cone I'd taken from the chimney of the watchman's hut. I decided to keep the cone.
Бутилката.
The bottle had blocked the chimney, and the hut was filling up with smoke.
Ето го излиза. Цък. Добре. Вземи Doggy Biscuits. Всичко вземаме.
The packet was full of dog biscuits.
Yes.
That mug was a health risk. I decided to leave it where it was.
Оп.
Baked beans in ketchup.
Baked beans and ketchup.
The box contained nothing but blank forms. Someone had once told me a piece of coal brought you luck. Who was I to argue with irrational superstition?
Okay. Ah.
I wouldn't have considered wearing it if it had been the last coat on Earth. It was the watchman's...
What the hell do you think you're doing? Get the hell out of here.
Okay, just hold on to that dog.
Сега това тук би трябвало той да изобщо да не излезе и да каже: чакай бе, този е вънка, не трябва така да става. Здравей, Кейлокс, добре дошъл.
Stove equals heat, heat equals... It was an
Добра ти
old
вечер.
iron stove, which heated the...
Добре ли? Така ето. Сега.
Hey, 20. Come and get it, boy.
Ето. Айде. Айде.
I felt a slight twinge of conscience as I prepared to give the dog a dunking. It soon passed.
Оп! Сори. Ами може и 6.
As I'd expected, the dog could swim like a... well, like a dog.
Like a dog. Добре. Горкия Балкан. Горкият Балкан. Сега обаче той нали се влезна в барачката. Хоп. Така. Няма кой да пази и ние може да се покатерим над оградата. Така, какво правим? Сейф гейм, разбира се.
I couldn't reach the wheel and couldn't see any point in climbing up to it. It was a beautiful piece of 19th century engineering, but not a lot of use to me. The clamp was held in a mechanism which forced its jaws open. I decided not to tamper with the clamp. Those jaws looked like they could snap shut at any moment. No. It was my lucky piece of coal.
Ами, сега ще минем. Не днес къде? Не днеска, но да, пъзелите ще ги направим. Аз съм играл. Ама не я помня чак толкова много. Първата най-много помня.
Fine wine producers. I didn't recognize the label. The sign looked as if it was firmly attached to the wall. Anyway, I didn't really want it as a souvenir.
Това най-вероятно виждах, че е Remastered версията. Би трябвало да се забелязва добре. Аз Remastered версията не съм я играл. Така че за мен е все едно нова игра. Имаме врата също, да видим. Стълба. Не, какво сте тук? Какво сте тук? No. Отвори прозореца.
The window was jammed shut. The window looked like it hadn't been opened for many years.
Мога да го щупим просто. Има тук един друг.
It was a powerful fan.
О, чакай, какво направихме? Без да искам.
That did the trick. The fan clunked and shorted out as its blades were mashed by the boat hook.
any more noise, I break your arms.
I break your
bully
arms.
needed to be taught a lesson.
Garzak's
Man,
already
çıktı.
mad because we didn't get the stone. You give me any trouble, I'll tell him it was all your fault.
Karzak? That must be his boss.
Добре. Не знам защо го направихме това.
The fan was a real mess. A splintered boat hook, dented blades, and a shorted motor. The boat hook was jammed in the dented fan blades. I decided there was a better way to attract their attention. I decided it was the creep who'd kidnapped.
В смисъл, може да го замеряш червея. Ето, копеле, ти ми открадна приятелката, вземи този
I
червей.
decided there was a.
Не.
I decided.
Може да го замеря с гащи.
I decided.
Не. Мога ли да чукна долу на вратата? Ето така я. А чакай тая кирия.
A
Yeah.
fine old oak barrel.
Добре. Се върнем тук после. Сега ще отидем да му чукнем на това господин. Грел.
Who is it?
Мръсникът! Мръсникът!
Pizza delivery? I didn't order pizza. No? This is the Condor Transglobal Shipping Company, isn't it? I don't like pizza.
Oh,
Pizza.
come on. Everyone likes pizza. Maybe he was allergic to mozzarella.
Ха-ха-ха-ха-ха-ха.
There was a little grill set into the door. That door seemed to be the only one.
Hey, what now?
Look, this pizza's been paid for. You might as well take it.
I told you, I don't like pizza.
Not even with extra olives?
I hate them. Olives are the devil's butt nuggets.
Butt nuggets.
If you know what's good for you, you'll open this door.
What if I don't?
I'll kick your head in.
Okay, I'll come out, you creep.
Те това го помня. Но как точно трябваше да стане? Е така някак се, ама... Той защо не отива? Ето, айде. Айде. Ето. Вижда не е този пъзел, но отне на времето време да го реша. Оп, айде, джиджи. Но все пак. Ние сме ги играли тези игри и ги знаем. Знаем ги. Така, браво. Музичката е много чил, много е хубава.
The only interesting thing I found was a small brass key.
Brass key.
There was a notice board beside the desk with an assortment of paperwork on it.
Земи.
Among the paperwork which adorned the notice board was something which caught my eye. It was a delivery note from Condor Transglobal, and the address was Coromante City. It was a small brass key.
Вероятно там за къщата. Не. Локет.
It was locked.
Локет. Оп.
The little brass key didn't fit the lock.
Fuck yeah.
There was nothing else of any interest on the notice board. There was nothing else. Whoa! Don't shoot!
Господине.
The guy had a blowpipe. That confirmed my suspicions about what had happened to Nico. I waited for him to shoot me, but it didn't happen. Instead, he seemed to want to tell me something. What? What do you want? He seemed excited, almost desperate. What did he want so bad? Hi. I'm not going to hurt you.
Quaramonte!
Is that where you're from? Coromante City?
Quaramonte! Quaramonte!
Okay. What have you done with my girlfriend?
Huh?
I am not leaving without her. Where is she? He didn't appear to understand me. Tell me what you've done with Nico, and I'll share these biscuits with you. I knew it sounded lame, trying to bargain with a box of doggy snacks. Besides, how was he to know how yummy they tasted? Do you know what this is?
Peito! Lotseka peito! Inyakot lago inomuto!
This was the dart you used to knock out my girlfriend. If she's come to any harm, I will count you personally responsible.
Lotseka peito fnor!
What does this key unlock?
Huh?
Hey, you're manacled. Who did this? That big thug? I'm gonna set you free, okay? Hey, come back here.
Избегам ръсника, бе.
The little guy had gone to ground amongst the stack of crates.
Мръсник.
All the crates were firmly sealed. The room was filled with transglobal crates.
Отваряй ги с дарца. Кавал.
It was locked.
Locked.
It was the set of manacles I'd removed from the little Indian's ankles.
Пранги.
I couldn't pry the doors apart with my bare hands. There was usually an easier way to do it.
Танга. То може да е с бутон. Къде е бутон, къде е штанга? По толкова. Isn't it all the same?
Just in time. Interrupting the beam of light kept the doors from closing and stopped anyone from using the elevator. But what now?
But what now? Гащи. Да.
The worm may have been slimy, but it... That was... wrong. Nope. The crate bore the familiar logo of Condor Transglobal, but no clues to its... The little crate was precariously balanced. The little crate was...
Ето това
That would keep the doors from
Да.
closing.
Да, ето това исках да стане. Окей. Браво на
The
нас.
crate was labeled. There were small holes in the top and sides and scratchy noises coming from inside. The crate was labeled Danger. Live contents do not drop. But decided not to risk dropping it and meeting the live contents.
И отвори го е. Дай му червия, дядя. Служи му гащите.
No chance. Whatever those... It was a large crate with no label. There wasn't much I could do with a pulley that didn't have any rope. It was a pulley attached to a long rail which ran the length of the building. It wasn't much use, though. No rope.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough room to move the handle. The statue looked way too heavy for me to move. The statue looked as if it was Central or South American in origin. It was a hydraulic hand cart. There wasn't enough room. A sturdy beam was jammed across the doors. These doors were not going to open.
Ами... Като гледаме на стрима, брайтнес е окей. Може би при мен е малко по-брайт. Но на стрима е може би малко по-тъмен. Но пак е окей. Много ли е? Да кажат другите колко е тъмно. Докато се налия бира. Продължаваме. Биричка, да, вземи се, разбира се. Гледайте сега как пречетва.
It was the elevator call button. An unmarked switch. Tempting.
Ей, Тъндърмен, добре дошъл и добра вечер. Как я караш? Здравей се, една биричка. О, видяхте ли какво стана тук, бе? Голямата схема.
I noticed a faint mark on the wooden floor. There was an arc-shaped scratch on the floor, as if a door had been opened in the nearby wall.
Хоп.
My fingers traced the outline of a secret door in the wall. Then I found a small round stud, which was set flush to the surrounding wooden paneling.
Натисни пирона.
Just
така.
as I'd hoped. Nico!
Николетка! Yes. Му е малка и фетиш има до нея.
It was a grotesque little statue of a figure carrying a shield and a spear. Nico was trussed up like a chicken, but she didn't appear to be harmed.
Like a chicken.
Nico was trussed.
Айде, махни
Hold
нещо.
still. This might hurt a little.
Ow!
Think yourself lucky you don't have a mustache.
Thank God it's you, George. How did you find me?
I'll explain later. We have to get out of here.
Гош, хубавеца
Where's
сме.
Pablo, the big guy.
Out cold. Too much wine doesn't agree with him. Are you okay?
Of course I'm not okay. Untie me this instant.
Аз лично няма да е тайна.
George, what are you doing?
Жорж,
Will you look at this?
Put it down and untie me.
Do you know what it is?
No, but it's been watching me for the last 24 hours. Pablo put it there. To scare me, I think.
It was a small statue of a kneeling figure in an ornate headdress. The head was hideous, with huge staring eyes set in a decomposing face.
Hey, somebody's marketing Labano dolls.
George, untie me now.
No.
It was a flint carving of a grotesque figure with large, evil eyes.
Флинт кремък ли биш? Май да. Аз мога да изложа
That
тези. Я ме въже.
There.
Ох,
How do you feel?
майко.
Oh, thanks, George. How on earth did you find me?
I knew
Я какво
Ubi
не
had
бе,
been in
човек.
Marseille. But never mind about me. How about you tell me exactly what's going on, starting with that Mayan stone?
I picked it up from one of Karzak's men in Paris. I was expecting a consignment of narcotics.
Drugs?
Yes, the proof I needed to expose Karzak's smuggling operation. I'd set it up to act as his courier, and once I had the proof, I planned to go straight to Inspector Mou. But instead of the dope I'd expected, they sent me that stone instead. And to find out more, I called Professor Oubillet, who invited me to his mansion. At least, I thought it was Oubillet.
I don't get it. If Karzak's business is drugs, why is he so desperate to get his hands on that stone?
Maybe it has some significance to the local people in Central America. It could be Karzak's means of getting them to work for him. Anyway, we've got to get out of here.
Nico, wait!
Тя просто тръгна. Тя просто тръгна. Къде отиваш, моето момиче?
We can't use the elevator. If that thug Pablo's recovered, he'll be waiting for us.
We've got to do something. Where does that door lead to?
I'm not sure. It was the rope the Indian had used to tie Nico to a chair. Boy,
Тя отива на някъде. Госпожице, къде отиваш? Виж бе как ходи, бе, виж бе. Като свободен електрон. Чакай, сега ще говорим първо.
okay. Tell me what you know about Condor.
Condor Transglobal exports Aztec and Mayan relics from Central America to Europe. But that's just a cover for the real business. Drug smuggling.
What proof do you have?
Nothing yet.
Do you know where Condor is based?
In Central America. A place called Quaramonte.
I saw that name on a docket downstairs. Tell me about this Karzak guy.
Well, I saw him for only a few minutes, but he frightens me. I got the impression that Pablo was nervous when he was around too. His eyes, they're like a wild animal's, like a tiger. That's what scared me most about him. He looked so unpredictable and dangerous.
Did you know Ubier's wife was a film star?
No, I didn't know he was married. What happened to her?
She died. In mysterious circumstances, apparently.
How mysterious.
I heard she was murdered. Possibly by Ubier himself.
A
На
murderer.
здраве, огънче, и аз пивам
Andre said he
биричка.
was something of a celebrity.
Did I hear you refer to Inspector Moo?
Yes, you remember him?
Of course I do. But I thought he was dead.
Oh no, he reappeared after the broken sword case had blown over. When he found out who was in with the Neo-Templars, he went into hiding. Moo knew more than was good for him.
Does he know about our involvement with the case?
If he does, he's not telling. Still, he got a sudden promotion.
Did that Indian guy mistreat you?
If you forget about the abduction, verbal threats, and bondage, no.
Well, what about the little guy?
I don't think he knows where he is or what he's doing here. The big guy, Pablo, he brought Titipoco from the jungle.
Titty what?
Titipoco. That's what I heard Pablo
Titi
call
what?
the dwarf.
Тити what? Ако не сте чули, ще потретя. Тити what?
Do you recognize this?
Is that the dart which knocked me out?
That's right. I kept it as a souvenir. Have you any idea who this little statue is supposed to be?
I'm not very well acquainted with Mayan deities, George. But whatever his name, he sure is
Джордж.
handy.
Този акцент.
I found these in your bag.
Oh, they were a gift.
I know. I read the note.
God knows what was going through Andre's mind.
I think that's quite plain enough. Look, the little guy downstairs was chained up with these.
That must have been Pablo's doing. I don't blame him, though. That little guy is dangerous.
You're still sore about that poison dart?
Of course I'm sore.
Добре.
It would be much easier to attach the rope to the statue first. The rope wasn't long enough to reach the pulley.
Къщата. Те още въже.
There wasn't enough room to move the handle.
Тя дали може да ни помогне да го бутнем?
No chance. Whatever those...
Браче, той просто трябва да обикаля като кретен.
It was a large crate with no label. The crate was labeled...
Мога ли сега да го преместя?
I didn't want to risk dropping the crate and releasing its...
Няма човек.
I didn't want to risk... The crate was labeled... It was a device to prevent the elevator doors closing when they were obstructed. I decided to leave the electric eye alone. The crate bore the familiar logo of Condor Transglobal, but no clues to its contents. The worm may have been slimy.
Ето е. Иксо.
Hopefully, the tape would prevent
Трябваше
those
да го
doors closing and
брутворснем.
stop the Indian from being able to call the elevator.
Сега това ще го бутна тука. И това ще го махна. Да, точно така, то пише no backseating. Тъй, че правилно се направил.
The pallet rose about 6 inches off the floor, and I said a silent prayer to whoever had discovered the power of hydraulics,
What on earth are you doing?
trying to raise the statue so I can hook it to that pulley.
Is that really going to help us?
I like to keep myself occupied in times of stress.
Пиши го. Как да не го пишеш?
I didn't want to remove the rope from the pulley. The rope and pulley were now attached to the statue. The statue looked as if it was Central or South American in origin. The statue looked way too heavy for me to move. It was too heavy for me to move on my own. Could you give me a hand to push this statue?
What for?
This, my dear, is our passport to freedom.
If you say so, dear.
Okay, push! Great teamwork.
Nice to be working with you again, Mr. Stobart.
was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
Как бе, човек? Аз винаги ще искам да се говоря с нея.
A cable stretched way out across the docks to a building in the distance. I thought about hanging from the cable with my bare hands, but it was too far to the other end of the cable to escape that way.
Ето го. Но нека първо да видим дали с гащите ще стане.
That was no good. Nico, I have a great idea.
Not so great. Ей, Балкан е при нас.
Josh, where have you been?
Never mind that. Do you have the Mayan stone?
Maybe I have, but,
Don't argue, André. Give the stone to George.
well, of course, if you say so, Nicole.
Thank you so much, Andre.
George, he told me you'd been kidnapped, my dear. I'm glad to see he was mistaken.
Oh, but it was true. If it hadn't been for George, I wouldn't be here now.
It's not finished yet. Karzak's thugs will be back for that stone, you can bet. The best lead that we have is Coromonte City.
Coromonte is in Central America. That's where Ubier gets his artifacts.
That's all we needed to know. Come on, George.
Quaramonte, the traveler's rear entrance to Central America. Well, that's how it was translated in the brochure. We didn't know what we were looking for, but the offices of Condor Transglobal seemed a good place to start.
Hey, it's market day. I don't see any cabs. Let's ask someone how to get to Quaramonte City.
Okay. Keep your eyes peeled for any sign of Condor Transglobal.
Какво правим веднага? Сейв. Винаги сейв. Постоянно сейв. Добре. Първа една бърза биопочивка и продължаваме. Да. Продължаваме. Имаме козичка. Имаме господинчо. Ето господинчото. Николетка пак обикаля като свободен електрон.
It was an armed guard looking after the barrier.
Welcome to Guaramonte.
Thanks. Can we get a cab to the capital?
This is the capital, Guaramonte City.
When's the next ship out of here?
But senor, don't you like our beautiful country?
Oh yeah, it's like a little piece of paradise right here on Earth.
Then why you wanna leave?
I'm just plain homesick, like it says in the song.
A word of warning, senor. If you feel like bursting into song, bite your tongue.
Huh?
There are official restrictions on music in Guaramonte.
How come music is restricted in Guaramonte?
It is part of a great cultural enrichment campaign. Traditional Caramonte music is considered unsuitable for these fast-moving times. Nuestra Señora has decreed that only one category of music is suitable.
What's that?
Easy listening.
We've had enough. We're going back to the ship.
Okay. You show
Huh? What brown card is that?
the official exit visa.
It was an uninteresting little wooden hut with an armed goon outside it. Inside
Exit
the hut
visa.
was a chair and a small table.
Не знам дали виждате, че плюи вътре.
The old woman was preparing a food that consisted of ground maize and lots of spittle.
Lots of spittle.
Hi. Lovely bread.
Okay?
Bread. Pain?
Si, pan.
Maybe I'll come back later when I'm hungry.
Дали...
I'd got as much out of that woman as I was going.
Добре. Иска ли гащите да я дадем?
I'd got as much.
А червия? Къде отиваш, бе, човек?
I'd got as much out.
Къде добре? Окей.
Hi there. What have you got for sale?
Okay.
I said, what have you got?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. The man was puffing away at a crudely rolled cigar. Hi.
You wanna buy something?
No, not really.
I got cabbages. Buy a cabbage, senor.
I don't think so. I didn't come all this way to buy vegetables. Listen, have you heard of Condor Transglobal?
No. Buy a cabbage. I'll give you a discount on bulk purchases.
I'm not into cabbages. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Aye, Tezcatlipoca. Put it away, senor. Tezcatlipoca brings nothing but evil.
The poor guy was so
Yeah,
afraid to
man.
mention his cabbages.
See ya.
There was nothing else I... It looked to me like an early portrait of Orson Welles. In Quaramonte, defacing a poster was probably a... Now, I like most animals, but experience had made me wary of goats, and cats, and dogs.
Hey, cheer up, guys. What's with the long faces?
Our pipe player has been arrested and thrown in jail.
Poor Miguel. He never broke the law in his life.
Why was Miguel put in jail?
For playing folk music.
What?
It's true, senor. He insisted on playing traditional
Не
Guaramonte
забранено.
music, even though it's illegal.
Why don't you try playing a tune to cheer yourselves up?
No, we should be looking for real jobs.
We could earn 10 times as much down the mines. My cousin
Дякона 6, благодаря ти много за фоло, е добре
pesos
дошъл.
an hour.
Добра ти
Before
вечер.
he lost his legs in the
Как я
accident.
караш?
Tell me about the accident at the mine.
There was an explosion at Teoculcan. 30 miners were buried alive.
They got some of them out though.
2 of them, including your cousin, and they left half of him behind.
Would either of you guys care for a biscuit?
A dog biscuit, senor?
Are you trying to insult us?
No, really. They're good.
We'll take your word for it.
Have you any idea what this is?
No, senor.
Me neither.
Have you seen anything like...
I, the hungry chief.
Why are you carrying that thing around with you, senor? Don't you know who it is?
Sure, it's Tezcatlipoca. But it's only a little carving.
It brings death, senor. Death and destruction.
What do you make of this little worm?
No good. It's dead.
Sure it's dead. You think I'd carry it around in my pocket if it wasn't? Take a look at the design on this label.
I have seen that before.
Where?
There was a ship flying a flag just like that.
When did you see this ship?
3 months ago. It was here, at the docks.
What was the ship with the condor flag carrying?
I don't know, senor. We weren't allowed near the docks.
That's right. Usually we meet the ships when they tie up.
We play to the tourists.
Well, when the condor ship came in, we were told to go away.
Do you guys know anything about a total eclipse?
What is it?
It's like when the sun is hidden by the moon.
It's crazy.
My cousin Alfredo swears he saw it happen once. But that was after he stupidly consumed a cocktail of peyote and antibiotics.
Hey, Nico!
Hola, señora.
Hi. We were wondering...
I was talking to the lady, Chico.
Hi, my name is Nicole Collard.
Concha Garcia. How can I help you, sister?
The corporation I represent is considering a major investment in Guaramonte. Your advice, as the head of an obviously successful concern, is precisely what I'm after. My assistant, Mr. Stobart, has a few questions he'd like to ask you.
Have you heard of a man named Karzak?
No? Who is he?
He's the reason we came to Claramonte. We think he's running a drug ring.
Well, I hope you find him, but I've never heard the name before.
Can you tell me about the accident at the mine?
Accident? It was sabotage. Somebody wanted my mine closed down for good.
Do you have any evidence that the mine was sabotaged?
Not yet, but I'll get to the bottom of it. There'd been trouble at that mine for several months. The workforce was getting smaller every day. Someone had started a rumor among the men that the mine was cursed. Now the entire operation has been closed down.
Where's the site of the mine?
Several days upriver at a remote area known as Teoculcan.
Would you like a dog biscuit?
Would you like a smack in the mouth, Chico?
Does this stone mean anything to you?
I think it is a spirit stone carved by a Mayan priest, no? I don't know which of their many gods it represents.
Can you tell me anything about this statue?
It is Tezcatlipoca, the god of death and pestilence. That fetish would be considered by many to be a bad omen.
Do you recognize the icon on this label?
Condor Transglobal.
Did the company operate here in Caramonte?
Yes, they ran an old container ship, the Mayan Princess.
Do you know who owned Condor Transglobal?
I have no idea.
You see this? It's my lucky piece of coal.
What's so lucky about it?
I'm not sure yet.
Nice buns.
Лол.
Have you heard about the forthcoming eclipse?
I don't take much interest in things like that. One of the boys might know about it.
Would you be interested in these panties? They look about your size.
Is that your best line, Chico?
I'm serious. They were an unwanted gift.
Put them away before you get overexcited.
Labano tells me he's been seeing a lot of you.
We meet sometimes for lunch, a drink. After you'd gone back to the States, I was pretty lonely, you know.
Lonely? You must have been desperate. Couldn't you just visit the zoo or something? Would you like a biscuit?
Gourmet dog? Have you been eating those things, George?
Sure, they're great.
Физиономията й казва всичко.
Guess what this is? Go on, guess.
It's wrought iron, probably from a chimney stack on an old stove.
Well, I suppose it could be. How did she know that?
My grandfather used to work in a foundry.
Take a look at this, Nico.
That's disgusting, George. Why are you carrying it around with you?
I don't know. I just can't seem to part with it. Take a look at this.
An eclipse of the sun. Why the sudden interest in astronomy?
I found the cutting in Ubier's house.
Apparently, it's only visible from Central America.
Take a look at this.
Mon Dieu! Where did you get that kind of money?
It's not mine. I found that statement at Ubier's house. Do you have any theories about this stone?
I think that design represents a dog, a Mexican dog.
So, this is the sacred Chihuahua stone? Sheesh.
Добре.
It was Conchita, the owner of the mining company. It was a store cupboard. It was one of Conchita's posse of hunks. A disgustingly handsome man. I couldn't understand why the female owner had surrounded herself with men like this.
Много ми харесва как са го направили.
The guy was working away like an automaton.
Тя е нали някаква мега яка мацка, богата и съответно тия всичките са и тия красавци, които са и секретарките.
Hi, good afternoon and welcome to Consolidated Mining. If you are planning to stay in Cuaramonte City, may I recommend the Consolidated Mining Experience, an interactive hands-on tour of one of our deepest mines, with talking tour guides available in 3 different languages.
A tour of a mine.
Well, this is a mining company. What else did you expect?
Do you know where I could find Senor Karzak?
No, senor.
Do you know anything about the eclipse that's due soon?
Me? No, senor.
How come you're not wearing any pants?
I feel more alert without them. Kind of perky.
And your boss doesn't mind?
She suggested it.
He wouldn't be interested. He wouldn't be in. There was nothing else. Are you looking forward to the eclipse of the sun?
Not especially. Are you?
I don't know. I've never seen one. All I know about eclipses is that you shouldn't try to view them with the naked eye.
Please, go away and let me get on with my work.
Ever heard of a guy called Karzak?
Can't you see I'm busy? If I don't finish this stock report, the boss will be mad as hell.
Did you know there's an eclipse of the sun in a few weeks' time?
Yeah, Joe told me about it. He's having a party and we're all invited. Me and the boys are dressing up as evil monks.
Yeah? Cool. Ever hear of a guy called Karzak?
No, sir.
Do you know anything about the eclipse?
Yes, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I heard it's going to be pretty spectacular.
It's in a few weeks' time, isn't it?
9 days.
Thanks. Ever heard of a guy called Karzak?
No.
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nikko about at that time. I had nothing. There was nothing else.
Keep out of there.
Иначе
That's
може
where
би
the explosives are stored.
трябва да го отворим това.
It was Nikko, wearing clothes I'd never seen before.
О, майко.
There was nothing else I wanted. I had nothing else to...
Добре, айде. Идем да се пея на биричка. Така. Продължаваме. Този тук не съм отишъл. Дето плюе в кратунката. Това не е кратунка, ама мяза.
Those things are gourds, aren't they?
See.
Hey! Mind the footwear, lady.
О, боже.
The woman had an impressive display. Do you have to spit like that?
See. You think I want to swallow that crap?
What I mean is, it can't be doing your business any good. I'm sure you'd sell a lot more gourds if you didn't.
Nobody ever complained before.
Okay, I can see I'm not getting through.
Това наистина било тикви кратунки.
Do you have crabs?
No,
Crabs.
only fish.
Nice fish.
Thanks.
If by some remote chance I ever need a fish, I'll be back.
Бичка. Хубаво е човек да хапва рибка. Време на време.
Do you recognize this statue?
Si, senor. It is very, very bad luck.
Bad
That is
luck.
Tezcatlipoca.
I know, but I don't believe in luck, good or bad.
You may not now, but you will.
The guy looked scared out of his wits.
Go away.
Окей. Тази ми се доспива. Ами тама садка, като говорим с всички. Той е без ли гледа 6 часа стрим вече.
Mrs. Henderson. Boy, this is some coincidence, huh?
When you've been married to a fruitcake like Dwayne as long as I have, you stop believing in coincidence.
I'd met Pearl and Dwayne on the other side of the globe in Syria. He was an army veteran who suspected he was working for the CIA, but wasn't sure. She was less obviously deranged. Is Dwayne here with you, Mrs. Henderson?
Why, sure, I couldn't leave him home alone. Since Dwayne came back from the war, we couldn't bear to be apart.
So, where is he now?
We ain't speaking.
Why aren't you speaking to Dwayne?
Because he's an old spoil-sport sourpuss. I want to visit one of those old pyramid places, but Dwayne says he has to stay in town.
Right. And you don't want to go on your own?
Well, there's no point in going to the pyramid if there's no one around to take my picture.
Is Dwayne still working for the CIA?
If he is, he doesn't know it. He's what they call a snoozer.
Don't you mean a sleeper?
No, this is different. He used to think he worked for them, but the psychotherapy cured him of that. What he doesn't realize is that now he really does work for them. At least that's the way I understood it.
What brings you to Quaramonte, Pearl?
What takes me just about anywheres. The market.
You drove 2,000 miles to go shopping?
Shopping is my role in the economy of the Great Design, George.
What do you make of this stone, Pearl?
Oh, that's pretty. What's that thing supposed to be, a rabbit?
I believe it's a coyote.
Well, it sure is cute.
I was surprised she didn't ask me where she could buy one. What does this mean to you, Pearl?
What cute little feathers. Why, if you had two of those, they'd sure make nice earrings.
This isn't intended for frivolous personal adornment, Pearl. It's a dart, tipped with a fast-acting, muscle-numbing poison.
Pardon me, I stand corrected, honey.
Sometimes I got the feeling that communication with Pearl was like sending signals out into space. Maybe, if you waited long enough, you'd get an intelligent answer back. But it was a long shot. What do you make of this statue, Pearl?
Hoo-wee, that's a spitting image of Dwayne's brother Sheridan. A little less body hair, maybe, but it's him all right.
Look at this, Pearl. A tequila worm.
Don't you bring that thing anywhere as near me, honey. I swear I'll scream like a hog on a hot plate.
Take a look at this news cutting, Pearl.
You'll have to read it to me, George. I left my specs in a gay bar in Santa Barbara.
Well, it's about an eclipse of the sun, which is due to occur in a few weeks' time.
You'd think the government would warn us about these kind of things.
It's not dangerous or anything. Apparently, the best place to view the eclipse is right here in Quaramonte.
Oh, my.
She didn't appear to be the slightest bit interested. Catch you later, Pearl.
Pam, pam. Не е яко на такова се отсе да отидеш малко на почивчица. На
It
bungalca
was
се.
Pearl's husband, Dwayne. Hey, Mr. Anderson. Good to see you again.
Do I know you, son?
George Stobart, remember? In Syria? I sold you a statue.
I remember that. Pearl was mighty vexed when the paint came off.
Look, I'm sorry. I'll give you back the $50.
No, you suckered me fair and square.
Are you still working for... you know who?
You know I can't talk about my work, George. That's between me and Uncle Sam.
Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Sounds like a comic book villain to me, son.
He's the man behind Condor, and the rat who kidnapped Nico.
You know, the first time I met you, I was deeply impressed with your naive simplicity. I said to Pearl, if we ever had kids, I would have wanted a boy like George. But I underestimated you, son.
Did you know that traditional music is illegal in Caramonte?
Is that so? Seems reasonable to me.
No, really. The leader of the band in the square has been imprisoned just because of the music he played.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but that fella, Miguel, he's an agitator.
What's the real reason the musician was imprisoned?
Handed out subversive literature at the mines. That so-called general was waiting for Miguel when he got back into town. Marched him off to jail at gunpoint on a charge of inciting a riot.
I spoke to Pearl earlier.
Yeah? Did she mention that we had a kind of falling out?
Yes, she did.
She'll get over it.
Did you drive all the way down here?
Hell no. Pearl did the driving while I followed the maps. The way she handled the wheel, you'd think she'd been trucking half her life.
Why did you bring a huge truck like that?
George, I'm on a top-secret classified mission for Uncle Sam. This truck is a rolling bomb. 400 pounds of nitrate fertilizer with a plastique initiator. They'll hear the bang in China. Gee, I'm really looking forward to this.
Would you like a biscuit, Dwayne?
Oh no, those gourmet dog snacks bring me out in a rash.
You've tried them?
They were on special offer. Pearl bought a whole crate. When I asked her if she was thinking of keeping a dog too, she just laughed.
Would you like to borrow my lucky piece of coal, Dwayne?
What's so lucky about it?
Well, we made it to Quaramonte in one piece.
When you've been here a few days, you won't look on that as luck.
Do you know anything about a shipping company called Condor Transglobal?
Sure I do. You have to get up pretty early to catch Dwayne with his pants down.
What? You beat me to it?
Condor Transglobal is all wound up. Seems like my investigations scared them off.
What do you think of these panties, Dwayne?
Lord, hot stuff, George. You buy those for your girl?
No, a guy we knew in Paris bought them for her.
Oh, you're a threesome then. Why are you looking at me like that, George?
Lol.
Forget it. I'm George Stobart. What can you tell me about the mining company?
The general closed down one of their mines after the explosion. Lots of folks lost their lives. I was lucky. I only lost my legs.
Can you tell me anything about this stone?
That's obsidian. It's a volcanic rock which has cooled so fast that...
Yeah, look, I'm not interested in geology.
You're not? I suppose you want to know about the carved picture on it.
That's right.
Then the guy you should talk to is the professor. He was here a while ago.
Do you know what this statue represents?
Should do. I used to carve things like that to sell to tourists. But it scared people around here, so I stopped.
Do you recognize the design on this label?
Why, sure. That's the Condor Transglobal Shipping Company logo.
Do they have an office in Quaramonte?
No, but they ship out from here.
That's what I thought. Did you see the ship with the Condor flag?
No.
But the dock is just the other side of the square.
Might as well be the other side of the moon.
Have you heard about the eclipse of the sun?
Sure, I'm having a party to celebrate it. Drop by.
Really?
Sure. Plenty of food, plenty of wine, and everyone's invited, except the general.
What do you think of these panties?
Awesome. You wear them?
No. Someone sent them to my girlfriend.
Thoughtful.
Тя обаче все още я нарича girlfriend. Да, ама чакай, трябва да отидем в полицията първо. Защо отидем отзаре? Да говорим с всички.
Hey, Nico!
Ай, Смарти. Добре дошъл. Добра вечер. Как
I
е
have done
караш?
just as I have been instructed, Professor. With the mine closed down, there'll be no one around to observe your excavations.
Ah, I have visitors.
Just remember what I told you, General. There's really no need to make a martyr out of that man.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Senor. Welcome to Quaramonte.
Thanks. My name's George Stobart from California.
But what is this? An angel come down to earth.
Nicole Collard. Enchanté, mon général.
Pardon me, Senorita, but I couldn't help myself.
Look, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
You've come to the right place, Senor. Tourist information. General Graciento, at your service.
This is the tourist office? It says police on the sign outside.
It is both, Senor. I am a man of many parts.
I can see that, General.
Have you heard of a guy called Karzak?
No? No, I never heard of him.
I hear there was an accident at the mine a few months ago.
That's correct.
A lot of men killed, weren't there?
A few.
30?
Barely 1% of the working population.
Is it true there's a restriction on music in Quaramonte?
Yes, there is. An emergency measure introduced by Nuestra Senora.
Folk music is a link with the past for some of these people. Take away their musical roots and what do they got left?
Easy listening.
You think easy listening could replace a musical heritage hundreds of years old?
Why not? It happened in your country.
Are there any ruins around the city?
Of course, Signor. Quaramonte has everything.
I have a friend who wants to visit an historical site.
Ronaldo will only be too pleased to conduct a guided tour. When he's dealt with today's paperwork, of course.
Who was the guy you were talking to when we arrived?
Professor Ubier. A visitor, Signor, like yourselves.
Did you say Ubier?
Si, senor. Professor Ubier, a French archaeologist.
What's Ubier doing in Quaramonte?
Researching our rich and glorious past, senor. The professor is planning an expedition to some Mayan ruins. He came to see me to get an excavation permit.
We've had enough of Quaramonte and we want out.
Am I stopping you?
The guy at the docks tells me I need an exit visa.
Ask Ronaldo. He'll make the arrangements. That's what he's here for.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
That's a native carving, isn't it? Where did you get it?
We picked it up in the market as a souvenir.
Take a look at this label.
Si, senor. Condor Transglobal.
Can you tell me where to find their offices?
No, senor. I never heard of them, and neither did Ronaldo.
The lady at the mining company told us a ship belonging to Condor was here recently.
Conchita Garcia is crazy. If there had been a ship, do you think I wouldn't have noticed?
Are you sure you never heard of Condor?
Oh, yes.
The company is registered here in Quaramonte City.
You are mistaken, senorita.
The musicians out in the square say that a ship flying the Condor flag was birthed here.
They are simple peasants. They will go along with anything you say in the hopes of parting you from your money.
Condor is run by Karzak, isn't it?
Wrong again, senor. Karzak has nothing to do with anything called Condor, whoever he is.
Do you keep a record of companies registered in Quaramonte?
Of course, senorita. Unfortunately, all the records were destroyed by a flash flood.
Do you know anything about the forthcoming eclipse, General?
Such things do not interest me, senor.
Would you like a biscuit?
Are you trying to bribe me?
Well, every man has his price.
Mine is more than a dog cookie, Senor Stobart.
What do you think of these panties, General?
Oh boy, fabuloso!
They're yours if you'll tell me all you know about Karzak.
I told you, I never heard of the guy. Do I get the panties now? I told you all I know.
You told me nothing. I'll be back.
Точно си мислех, че с гащата ще го примамем. И коста.
A couple of special offer letters were strewn across the desk.
I
had no need for junk mail, especially someone else's. A safe was tucked under the desk. It was General Graciento, Quaramonte's reigning slime ball.
Не.
It was a computer monitor with some kind of outdated
Играл съм
game
ги
displayed on it. I didn't have time to get sidetracked.
Но за пръв път играя ремейка, т.е. ремастъра. Така че все едно е първо преиграване. Запознат съм с играта. Да, така. Бегли спомени.
Leave that child alone.
It was the map the general...
Да, това е ремейк.
I wasn't going to try investigating the passage while the general was saying. A filing cabinet stood in the corner. The filing cabinet was probably locked. Hi, I'm George Stobart.
Hello, senor. How can I help you?
Тя е ремастър, не е ремейк. Ремастър. А, не, имам ги всичките. Имам ги всичките купени. О, не знам, сега цената е сигурно е много ниска, да. Сигурно е $2, човек, я? Да. $1.19. А не, извинявам се. €1.19. €1.19. Смисъл, човек. Даже няма 3 лева. 3 лева не можеш да си купиш една хубава бира. Не можеш да си купиш едно пакетче ядки. А пък, тя и в GOG е 5 евро. Оригиналната цена. 5,60 € даже. Обаче сега е намалена 79%.
I'd like to visit your prisoner.
Condemned prisoners aren't allowed visitors.
Condemned?
To death. He is to be executed. Knowing my luck, I will probably have to shoot him myself.
Amnesty International is going to hear about this.
Деца вика, за €1.19 не можеш да си купиш май вече баничка и айряна. Аре, ще си купиш. Баничка и айрян ще си купиш. Или? Не е точно така. Правят са такива игри. Не е като преди. Жанра не е толкова въздесъщ, толкова разпространен. Но излизат много такива игри. Ето, аз съвсем скоро играх една Unusual Findings, която беше невероятен point and click от 2022 година. С много така ретро усещане. Пиксел стил. Невероятно. Runaway също сме ги играли. Може да погледнеш долу в геймлога ми, в информацията за стрима, надолу. Може да погледнеш какви игри сме играли тук. Ще видиш, че повечето са point and click.
I thought Miguel was arrested for playing the wrong kind of music.
Si, senor, he was.
And that carries the death penalty?
No. You think we're crazy? While being questioned, he confessed to being an anti-government agent.
Are there any ancient pyramids near Claramonte?
Si, senor. But it's not very impressive. It's in ruins.
That's perfect. Would you be willing to give a guided tour of the ruins?
I can't. The general would have a fit if I left all this paperwork.
Ами да, като цяло Broken Sword се води поредицата с най-красива графика от 90-те. Да, може да спорим, че е така. Тя е различен стил, няма значение, но не мога да се съглася, че не може да изтъпи на малкия пръст. Тя просто е малко по-различен стил, но всичко беше страхотно в нея. Тя почти нямаше слаби моменти, да не говорим, че Unusual Findings има 3 различни края. Ние изиграхме Good Ending-а, Ending A, има Ending B и Ending C. Така че... Нали, Telltale Games се опитват така да преизобретят жанра, така ще си кажа мой личен термин, който аз съм се измислил. И начина, по който го правят, където се опитват да направят адвенчър игрите, point and click игрите в визуални новели, на мен лично не ми допада. Те фалираха, ама това беше преди много време. Те пак се дигнаха след това. Но така да продължаваме да го разпитваме.
Would you like a gourmet dog snack biscuit?
I would love one, senor, but I would have a problem with my teeth.
Toothache?
No, senor. If the general catches me eating on duty, he'll knock them out.
Ужасно.
Do you recognize this statue?
Tezcatlipoca, the night wind.
The night
Don't worry,
wind.
senor. That stone is cursed.
You know anything about this eclipse?
No, senor. El General keeps me in the dark about most things.
I'm trying to get out of Quaramonte.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that, I'd be able to buy back half my family.
Never mind them. What about my visa?
We don't take visa.
I didn't ask if you take a visa. I want you to give me a visa.
I can't help you, senor. I don't understand these things.
So long.
Ами не, честно да ти кажа, напротив. Жанрът се възражда. Особено сега с много инди компании. Има доста игри, които се правят. Просто не е, както казах, така наложен, така известен, като през 90-те. Но повярвам ми, излизат много игри в жанра. Излизат много игри, просто човек малко трябва да се разтърси. Вярно е, че няма някакъв гигант, който да произвежда такива игри, защото наистина е по-трудно да накараш хората да си ги купуват за много пари. Нали, защото примерно налето едно Диабло, което ти струва 60 евро, ти ще го играеш години наред. Нали, се струва всички тези 60 евро и труда, който ще се хвърли, а пък тези игри, нали, те са много по-прости от Diablo, разбира се, технологично не може да ги сравняваме по никакъв начин даже. Те са да ги изиграеш няколко пъти и просто няма как да са толкова печеливши. Ако искаш, сложи 5 края, 10 края. Няма как да стане. Но жанра държи фронта, има интересни компании, като също Wadget Eye, които са инди компания, обаче те работят с доста други инди издатели и от време на време издават много хубави игри. Ние сме играли няколко. Аз сега им чакам последните игри и съм им доста голям фен. Мисля, че Gemini Ru е тяхна, която сме играли. Primordia. Whispers of a Machine не е, но е такъв стил. Пак ти казвам, Unusual Findings, скандално яка игра. Да, Yesterday на мен ми хареса доста. Yesterday Origins ми хареса най-много от цялата поредица. Но ето сега ще ти дам... чакай малко, Wadget Eye. Аз не съм сигурен как точно им се произнася. Ето. Ето тези Wadget Eye Games, те определено издават много добри игри. Ей, чакай, исках да влезна да говоря пак с генерала за съвсем малко.
Why did you show him the stone?
I thought maybe he might know something about it.
Well, he does now,
А
for
колко е
sure.
сърдита.
He knows we have it.
Сърдита.
Did you
Моля,
notice
моля.
that chart on the police station wall?
Yes, it looked like a map to me, but I couldn't make out the details.
Whatever it was, the general didn't want us to see it. You came on a little strong with the general.
I was merely flattering his ego, George. Every man has his Achilles heel.
Maybe, but that guy's weakness isn't in his foot.
Този генерала точно мяза на някакъв луд аниме фен. С тая голямата усмивка. Озъбения. С тая прическа от 80-те години.
That man we saw talking to the general was Ubie. Didn't you recognize him?
I never met him, remember? The guy I called in Paris claimed to be Oublié, but he sounded nothing like the man in the police station. Maybe the professor really is innocent.
Nah, it's too much of a coincidence that he's here in Claramonte.
Чакайте малко.
Have you met the guy who calls himself the general?
No, I haven't. Is he a real general?
I guess so. He wears a lot of medals on his chest. The wrong side of his chest. At least for any army I'd ever seen. I hear you drove all the way to Claramonte in a truck.
That's right. You would not believe the state of some of those roads. It makes me downright sad to think there's still some places you can't reach in an automobile. In this day and age, you'd think there'd be decent highways just about anywhere folk choose to go.
Did you know that the truck was full of explosives?
Whatever gave you that idea, as if I couldn't guess?
Your husband. He was exaggerating, wasn't he?
Sometimes I wonder how I'm going to cope with Dwayne's over-fertile imagination.
Catch you later, Pearl. Hey, Nico! Do you have a map of Claramonte?
A map? I'm sorry, senor, but I don't.
What about the one on the wall?
Ah, that is an archaeological survey map, senor. Not suitable for tourists.
I'll be back. I had nothing else I wanted to add. I wasn't going to try and... There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico. Tell me about the general. You know, the guy in charge around here.
We don't want to talk about him, senor.
How come? No one can hear you. Well, only that old goat.
In Claramonte we have a saying. Don't tell your old goat what you don't want your wife to know.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Да знаете, не казвайте нищо на козата. Малко диалог, мисля, че има тук.
Do you know Professor Ubie?
Yes. I understand he is about to embark on an archaeological expedition. He hired some equipment from me earlier today.
I overheard him talking to the general. I think they're working together.
What? If I'd known that, I wouldn't have hired out the equipment. Now, why would the general be interested in an archaeologist?
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the guy. I had nothing else. There was nothing else.
You can't leave without an exit visa.
There was nothing else I wanted to...
You change your mind. You want to buy cabbages after all. How many you want? 2? 3?
None.
Don't come crying to me if you die of scurvy.
He wasn't going to be any help. That guy just didn't look like he was going to help. Do you recognize this statue?
Por Dios, put it away. You will bring bad luck to Quaramonte.
Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't gonna get anything out of the gourd lady except...
Go away!
Professor Ubier?
Yes? Who are you?
My name is Stobart. George Stobart. Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Yes, I know him. In fact, if it wasn't for Kazak, I wouldn't be here.
What?
He's financing my expedition.
Тя се взема последната биричка.
Tell me about your wife, Professor.
Please, I don't want to talk about her.
You shot her, didn't you?
No! I loved Carol. She meant the world to me.
What do you know about my girlfriend's abduction?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was invited to your mansion in Paris.
Not by me, she wasn't. I haven't been home for nearly 7 months.
Have you ever employed a Central American butler or servant?
I've never employed any kind of
Следната
service.
биричка се спъх тама. Къде изпия. Приличам за деня.
Would you like a biscuit?
No, thank
Ма
you.
време.
You should, they're good. I can't get enough of these things. Can you tell me anything about this?
На здраве.
Where did you get that?
That's my business.
How much do you want for it?
It's not for sale. Can you identify this statue, Professor?
Oh, yes. Tezcatlipoca, the Lord of Darkness.
A Central American god, right?
A supreme deity. Tezcatlipoca means, literally, smoking mirror. There. You see the mirror shield in his left hand? The Mayans believed he could look into the mirror and see into the hearts of men. He was the wind which came howling in the night in search of victims. And victims they gave him by the thousand.
Human sacrifices?
Men, women, children, animals, anything that bled. The steps of his temple ran red with the blood of sacrifices. The Mayans have a legend that says he'll return one day. I hope I'm not around to see it.
Do you see this label?
Yes. It refers to a company named Condor. What of it?
I traced that company here to Quaramonte. Do you know where I can find the offices of Condor Transglobal?
The company no longer exists. They went bankrupt recently.
I have proof that you are directly involved with Condor.
I used them as shippers to transport artifacts to a gallery in Paris. Beyond that, I have no connection with the company, which, as I said, no longer exists.
Do you know anything about this eclipse, Professor?
Of course. It's not the reason I'm here in Quaramonte, but I'm looking forward to seeing it all the same.
What's your interest in the eclipse, Professor?
Oh, it's purely a layman's curiosity. History is my subject, not astronomy. But I've been fascinated by the movements of the heavenly bodies since I was a child. I wouldn't miss a total eclipse for the world.
Does the eclipse have some special significance for you?
From me? No. For the ancient Mayans, it marked the end of the Fifth Age.
Perhaps we should be celebrating.
Ah, no. The end of each age heralds destruction on a global scale. The fifth is the final age, ending in the total destruction of the Earth.
Ragnarok.
Take a look at this, Professor. What have you got to say about that?
Where did you get this?
Never mind that. How do you explain these withdrawals?
I left my financial affairs in the hands of my secretary.
Including the withdrawal of funds in cash from your personal account?
I trust Gwyneth implicitly.
And why Marseille? Why the very place my girlfriend was taken?
That's obvious, Stobart. We are both the victims of the same devious plot.
What plot?
I have no idea.
I have no idea,
I have nothing else to ask. Do you think the general was involved with Condor?
Hell no. And if he's a general, I'm a Buddhist. No, that fella's just a mouthpiece for the real power in Quaramonte.
So the general is nothing but a puppet?
He's like Pinocchio before he met the Blue Rinse Fairy. Strictly strings and wood.
Who's pulling the strings?
His mother. Better known as La Presidenta, the dictator.
Ясна работата. Николето, къде отиде, бе? Николета! Виша.
There was nothing else I wanted to... Why don't you want the general at your party?
Because if he comes, he'll bring those damned music albums from the 70s.
He wouldn't be interested.
Hey, Nico!
I'd asked him all I'd wanted to for now. I wasn't going... I had nothing else.
Това определено е доста добър фичър, като няма какво да им кажеш. Директно твоя характер ти казва. Няма какво да се
I had no
казва.
more to talk to.
Не да се занимаваш като нормален.
I had nothing else to talk.
Какъв голям принтер има.
I had nothing else to talk. There was nothing else.
Овчицата. С нея ще се занимавам след това. Добре, искам да говоря с този пич. Много лошо играта блокира. Аха, добре, окей. О, майко. Ей, това между другото до сега беше гличнало при мене.
Nuestra señora is la presidenta, right?
Okay.
Si, señor. The first lady of Caramonte.
I guess that's her picture I've seen on the posters, huh?
That's her. Quite a looker, no?
If you like big, middle-aged military women.
Si, señor. I do.
So, what has La Presidenta done for this country, apart from emasculating its music?
Take a look around you, señor. The splendid docks, the walk-in shopping mall, but most of all, she has brought prosperity.
Where?
For the first time in the history of Caramonte, we have an export trade.
There was nothing else.
Трябваше да взема... Реално тук трябва да вземем детонатора.
I had no more to talk to her about.
Hey, Nico!
Тук имаше една схема, трябваше да се говори с единия, после с другия, после с третия. Как беше?
Senor,
Sorry, I forgot.
It was the map the general... I'd asked him all I'd wanted to for now. I had nothing else I wanted to ask him.
Senor,
Sorry, I forgot. I had nothing else I wanted. There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nikko about at that time.
Може нещо.
I had no more to talk.
Okay.
Did you find any evidence of Condor's drug smuggling operations?
Drugs? Hell no! Condor was a cover for the illegal export of Mayan artifacts.
So who was behind Condor Transglobal?
It was registered in the name of Edan.
Did you get the guy?
I don't think he ever existed. Edan backwards spells Nady, Spanish for nobody.
Is Miguel the reason you're here?
Pretty smart, George. I was supposed to make contact with him. By the time I found him, though, he was in jail. I've been trying to figure out a way to get him out since then.
Sounds good to me. Count me in.
Good man, George. All I need is a detonator.
How come you brought a truckload of explosives but no detonator?
Call me old-fashioned, but I say packing trunks is woman's work. I left the packing to Pearl, and I can't find a darn thing. Just hope she remembered to bring my denture polish. I'd sure hate to arrive back in the States with tar on my teeth.
Lol.
I had nothing else.
Детонатора.
Do you know where I could buy a detonator?
Did Dwayne put you up to this by any chance? Oh, I get it. This is to detonate the truckload of explosives, right?
Hey, come on, I was kidding. Did you think I was serious?
I know what you boys are like when you get together and make plans. Dwayne says he could solve all the world's problems if he had enough missiles.
Catch you later, Pearl. I had no more to talk. Hey, Nikko! There was nothing. I had nothing else.
Senor.
Sorry, I'd asked him all I'd wanted to for now. Do you have any kind of detonating device in stock?
Sure. They're kept in that cupboard.
I don't suppose you have one spare?
I can't simply give you a device like that, no without a damn good reason.
The General has a chart in his office, which he was discussing with Ubier.
Perhaps that chart will tell us where they're heading.
Maybe, but I can't get anywhere near it while the General and his sidekick are there. I had nothing else to talk about.
Тук е едно такова обикаляне. Този говори, оня говори. Признавам се, че не съм голям фен на тези механики. И този тип пъзели, където главно чрез диалог го решаваш. Или да речем прогресираш. Не е моето нещо, но част е от тези игри просто. Това е.
Could you distract the general while I took a look at that chart?
You're kidding. Did you see the way he was leering at
Много
me?
ясно, дигаш потника и той ще препадне.
Come on, 5 minutes is all I need.
Well, maybe. But it's your harebrained scheme. You do the talking.
My girlfriend has a favor she wants to ask you, General.
For you, my dear. Anything.
I've changed my mind.
Oh, no, you haven't. She's embarrassed about asking you for an interview, General.
An interview with me? Fabuloso!
Well, I want to write a story about you.
You hear that, Ronaldo? An exclusive glossy spread about your beloved general.
Si, Signor General.
Look after things here. I'm going back to my apartment and I don't want to be disturbed.
I'll get you for this, George Stobart.
Don't worry. If you're gone for more than a couple of hours, I'll come and get you.
A couple of hours?
Недоволна е. Възглавничката му за хемороиди.
No, 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 Signor. The General said nobody must see that chart.
Ах,
No,
мръс,
unless you
нет.
tell him.
You don't know him, Signor. He will worm it out of me as easily as he de-waxes his ear.
Okay, okay. I'd have to get rid of him.
Само да можех да го застрелям. Забележете къде има... Забележете туалетната му хартия къде е и тук така... Гърнето му.
Would you take my friend to the ruins now the General's gone?
I'd be honored, Signor.
Thanks. I'll go get her. I've made the arrangements for your visit to the temple, Pearl.
Oh, that's just great, George. Why don't you come too, honey?
I'd love to, but right now I have to save the world.
Listen, sweetie. I'm looking for an official guide to take me to the old pyramid.
For a lovely lady, I would go to the ends of the earth. For you, I will go as far as the pyramid and back. But what about your husband?
What he doesn't know won't hurt him. Let's go, Beanpole.
As Pearl and Ronaldo set out for the ruined pyramid, I prepared to search the police station.
Да, е.
It looked like a geological survey map showing the land to the southeast of Quaramonte City.
Парамонте Сити.
About 60 miles inland and upstream was an area marked Teokulkan. It was the map the general had. The safe was undoubtedly locked. A safe was tucked. I had no need for... The filing cabinet was probably locked. A filing cabinet...
Тук нищо реално не може да направим сега. Трябва да отидем при шефката на мината.
I got a good look at that chart in the police station. It's a map of Quaramonte.
Does it tell us where Ubier is heading?
Yeah, a place called Teokulkan.
That's the site of the mine. I wonder why they're being so secretive about Ubier's plans. One thing's for sure. If the general's involved, they're up to no good. I'd like to talk to that musician Miguel. Take the detonator and get him out of that jail.
Вземем детонатора. To go. Нещо може да кажем.
I had nothing else.
Искам да излезем тук. Pam. Двамата са с жълта риска.
Here is the detonator, Dwayne.
Keep your voice down, George. You want everyone to know. You'd best go and warn Miguel that the U.S. cavalry's on the way.
Okay.
Забележете, има си примка.
Hey, Miguel.
What is it? What is happening?
We're getting out of here.
Who's we? They've sent the Delta Force?
Nope.
The Impossible Missions Force?
Don't make me sick. Much better.
Who then?
A retired greetings card salesman from Ohio.
I'm doomed.
You're not the only one.
I should have known you'd be trouble the moment I saw you.
Look, I can explain everything.
Get in that cell, now.
And what if I refuse?
He'll shoot you.
Okay, here I am, going quietly into the cell.
Very wise, not Americano scum.
One of the reasons I hate guns so much is the way they make people so damned impolite.
I hope you're enjoying your vacation, Senor Stobart.
Go polish your weapon, Ronaldo.
This was part of your plan, right?
Well, in a manner of speaking, no. I was all out of ideas. It was up to Nico now.
So, here we are.
You've changed.
I thought I would slip into something more comfortable.
The stench of cheap cologne rolled over me like tear gas.
So, what do you want to know about me? Ask and I will answer. I will deny you nothing. I am a very giving person.
How nice for your friends.
Your eyes are glittering like stars.
His damn cologne was making my eyes water. I was running out of sofa.
As spirited as you are beautiful, I admire that.
As long as he admired it from afar.
Много е намръщена.
It was a portrait of some thug in a uniform. I didn't want the picture. Cutting-edge technology in 1978, at any rate. I didn't want to watch a lot of tawdry soap operas. A stuffed swordfish. On close inspection, I noticed that the swordfish was peppered with machine gun bullet holes. The general was a real sportsman and no mistake.
Така.
A lava lamp, hip in a retro way. I had no doubt the general thought it was hip, full stop. I didn't want the lava lamp.
Каква са такава вежна?
It was General Graciento in full-on lounge lizard mode. A tiger skin lay on the floor. The tiger was beyond help. The tiger was beyond help.
Ужасен е с тази усмивка. Просто гледай.
Is that a lava lamp?
Sure, it's more impressive in the dark. I'll close the blinds.
No, don't do that. Not on such a beautiful day. Who's the guy with the hat and the fat cigar?
Това.
My mother.
What?
Big fish. Catch it yourself?
Catch it. Fishing poles are for children.
Then how did... Are those bullet holes?
2 magazines on full automatic. It put up quite a fight.
I, love your TV.
Oh yeah, cool, no?
Mom, what is going on here?
Nothing, Mom. I was...
I'm in uniform. And when I'm in uniform, it's...
Madame la Presidente, sorry, Madame la Presidente.
Now, what is going on here?
Nothing, Madame la Presidente. I was just showing my friend Nico some of the cool stuff I've got.
Hi.
Good afternoon, señorita. And just what are your intentions toward my son?
Intentions? We were just talking.
How nice. She has good bone structure, Raoul. Has she any brains?
She's a reporter.
Is she? And what sort of questions has she been asking?
I'm a freelance photojournalist. I do lifestyle features.
Нико е супер.
What sort of magazines?
It looked safest to play dumb with good bone structure. Haya, lifestyle of the super rich and vainglorious, Envy magazine.
Excellent. Raoul, you've chosen well for a change.
It was pretty obvious who pulled the strings around here. I hope George was making good use of the time I was buying him.
And then it goes.
Pa 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 pa.
And when you were in this band of yours, you used to play that song for 2 hours?
Yeah, we were really famous at our college. Still, ours wasn't as good as the original version.
I have never heard that song before, yet I have no doubt that this must be true.
Hey! Psst! Hey, George!
Dwayne Henderson. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. Get to the American consul and tell him I've been imprisoned without charge.
Get real, George. He was the previous occupant of that cell you're in. We're gonna have to use good old American know-how to get you out of there.
Uh-oh.
That, and this truck full of explosives I've got here.
Dwayne, listen to me. You'll kill all of us.
You're such a naysayer, George. It'll go like clockwork. Negative to negative, it's positive to you gotta get the bare copper wire here. Let me just, damn. Alright, I'll just hook that up. Right, there we go. Okay, just a minute. I've got to get to a safe distance.
Quick, Miguel, hit the mattress.
You have strange customs up north.
Here we go!
Too late.
Are we dead yet?
Horse shit.
What happened to the explosives?
There ain't no explosives. My dumbass supplier must have given me organic fertilizer instead of chemical. All I got here is 400 pounds of lightly fried horse apples.
That's a lovely image, Dwayne. Never mind, I'll think of something. I can't believe that punk jailed me for no reason at all.
So? It happens.
But I'm a U.S. citizen.
See? That's true. They dare not execute you.
Yeah? Well, that's something.
They'll have to arrange an accident for you instead.
Have you heard of a guy called Karzak?
Yes. The old man spoke of him.
The foreigner? Professor Oubier?
That's right. This man Karzak is Ubier's boss.
Why is that noose hanging from the bars?
Ronaldo strung it up for me to hang myself. Don't cry for me, Senor Stubborn. When I am dead, the goddess will take my soul to rest in paradise.
Listen to me, Miguel. You give me that rope and I'll get us out of here. Is there somewhere you can hide from the General?
Of course. My friends have a boat ready to take me upriver. But how are you going to break out of here with just a short piece of rope?
I'm not sure. But I'll think of something.
If your plan doesn't work, will you let me hang myself in peace?
Няма как да изкарват игра всяка година. Първо, че като идеи ще са много изтъркани, няма да са толкова добри. Няма как. Второ, ще са изключително и само епизодични. Това се вижда поне за мене. Така като изгледат на епизоди, както са Telltale и много други. Не знам, нещо на мен не ми се получава по този начин. Така.
It was the piece of rope which Ronaldo had given to Miguel. There was nothing I wanted to talk about right then.
Няма какво да му кажем.
I couldn't escape that way. Solid bars protected the small window. I wasn't getting out that way. I didn't have the key to the lock. The door was locked.
Но ние знаем какво да направим, а преди това го разпитаме малко.
He wouldn't be interested.
He wouldn't be interested. Добре, директно някакво събавим.
I couldn't escape. I had nothing else to ask him. Dwayne was waiting at...
With Dwayne.
Hey, Dwayne, I want you to tie this rope to your truck and then drive forward. I'd had no idea
Cowboysко избягване ще
but
има.
I'd seen it in a black and white western. Of course, Hopalong was
And white western.
Dwayne had a 4-ton truck, but hey, the principle's sound.
Anything you say, George.
Please forgive my mother. She can be a little difficult.
Oh, my feet. Raoul, propose, you idiot.
Don't mind her. She just wants grandchildren.
Don't think I can't hear you, Raoul. I want the worthy successor, and you're not it. Propose now, or I'll do it for you.
Look, Nico, we haven't known each other very long, but... What the hell was that?
I didn't know what was going on, but George had to be involved in it somewhere.
Хубаво, че просто избяга.
I ain't gonna say a thing, cause that sweet sound of falling masonry says it all.
Quick, senor, the river.
Huh? Wait, what about Nico?
George, what have you done? You only had to sneak a look at the chart, and it's turned into World War III.
No time to explain. Come on.
Don't move, terrorist scum. You talking to me, Junior? Yes, I'm talking to you, fat man, and my name's not Junior.
A word to the wise, Junior. You carry on waving that pea shooter in my face, and the next person who sees it is gonna be your proctologist. Savvy?
General, I am happy to report that I have apprehended the terrorists.
You idiot, not them. The other American and the French woman. They're the ones.
Това 3D.
When I recovered consciousness, I was alone, washed up on the riverbank. My head was aching fiercely, and my mouth tasted like a swamp. But I followed the sound and discovered a tree house in a nearby clearing.
Нека да сейвнем. Цък. 47%, а? Ние сме на половината, бе.
Interwoven vines made up what looked like a drive belt.
Там. Вземи ги.
That vine rope could be useful.
А, така.
The machine was broken. The contraption consisted of a crude wooden wheel with wooden slats. It would have been a shame to tamper with the elegant bridge. Perfect for a game of poo sticks.
Има колкото си искаш. Early 3D. Какво ще кажете?
The water wheel had been built to provide a natural source of power. The wheel had a rim of roughly beaten iron. It was a water wheel. The iron rim of the water wheel would have torn the skin from my fingers if I touched it. It seemed to be working just fine.
Тук има много ранно 3D. Каски е точно на такова място.
A wooden box was connected to the... It was a pile of damp leaves. It was a pile of damp leaves. It was heavy. I guess that was intentional. It was a large wooden... The stones were too heavy to turn by hand. Two round stones were carefully balanced on a wooden structure. The leverage from the cross allowed me to turn one of the stones, but the other one remained stationary.
Hello? Anyone home?
Nobody home.
It was a pile of damp leaves. It was a pile of damp leaves. The contraption...
Как беше така?
The iron rim of the water wheel would have...
Гащите. Гащите. Не моля това нещо да фърля е така. Но те беше, да.
As I held the fetish to the iron rim of the wheel, a shower of sparks cascaded onto the leaves.
Oh. Ah. Чакай. Нали, това трябваше. Това май беше. Сега ще ги запалим.
The newspaper clipping was just what I needed to kindle.
Така беше. Ето, сега ще ги запаля.
As I held the fetish to
Джуджу.
a shower of sparks cascaded.
Вижте сега какво ще стане. Ето и да така пуши горе. Ето сега то се излиза. А преди малко като виках не излизаше. Кавал.
Sorry, Father, but I needed to attract your attention.
Какви яки джапанки има, попа.
George Stobar.
I'm Father Hubert. I don't suppose you speak French.
Huh? Why do you want to know that?
I found a young woman with a fever by the river this morning. The poor girl is close to death, and there's nothing I can do for her but pray. I don't understand her, but I think she's speaking French.
Hang on. That must be Nico. What are you doing out here in the jungle?
God's work. Not quite the destination I had in mind when I set out, but you know what they say? Mysterious ways and so on.
You didn't plan to end up here?
No. I was on my way to the miners' camp in the north. I was stuck here when my boat capsized on the river.
That's exactly what happened to me. How long have you been here?
11 years.
That's my girlfriend you've got in your treehouse. What's the matter with her?
She's been bitten by a venomous river snake.
But can't you do something for her? There's a cure, isn't there?
I ran out of penicillin and morphine years ago, but the local people speak of a root which they believe will counteract the poison.
Where can I find this root?
I don't know, but maybe the shaman at the village can tell us.
Will you show me the way to the village?
Me? Oh, but I can't.
Can't? Nico's life depends on it.
You're right. Of course I should, despite my own guilt and shame. But I can't go as a representative of God with a creased collar.
A creased collar? You mean you put your personal attire higher than the life of a sick woman?
I will not go to that village looking anything but my best.
Give me your collar. I'm sure I can find a way to press it.
In the meantime, I'm
Скандално. И кичката му. Айде седни, няма проблеми.
More than a creased collar bothering the priest.
Айде.
So there I was, hundreds of miles from civilization, doing the housework for a priest. It's a strange world.
Айде. Дай да му изгладим кичката си. Давай. Как се глади кичка, знаете ли?
The leverage from the cross allowed me to turn one of the stones, but the other one remained stationary.
Чакай малко. Не по този начин. Огън.
Stones were too heavy to turn by hand. Two round stones were carefully balanced on a wooden structure.
Чакай, аз тук трябва да ги свържа. Сега, значи, принципното трябва тук да им закача ремък. И щеш да е много по-хубаво, ако ремъка са гащите. Защо ремъка не са гащите са това нещо? Bad game design. This is bad game design.
The vine provided a drive belt to connect the two stems.
Можеше да са гащите, много по-яко щеше да е. Или Анната. Къде на къде? Ето, изгладихме му якичката. Айде, якичка! Земя, дай я на господин Поп. Оп! Ето ти изгладената якичка, господине. Кавал. Изгладихме му я, гледай. В джунглата изгладихме якичката.
I've been living in the jungle for 11 years, I'd be completely screwy too.
Screwy? Yes, perhaps I am. Ever since my last visit to that village.
Do you want to tell me what happened at the village?
I forgot my vows. I let myself be overwhelmed by the beauty of this unspoiled paradise, and in a moment of weakness, animal passion reared its rented head.
You know, you should be writing romantic novels. Did you experience some kind of a physical liaison at the village?
Yes, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I found myself doing the monkey dance.
I've never heard it called that before. And I didn't want to pry any deeper into Hubert's murky past. Now you've got your collar back, will you take me to the village?
I've still not finished my sermon.
Look, Father, I still don't know why you're so reluctant to visit that village, and it's none of my business. Whatever the reason, it can't be more important than saving Nico's life.
You're right. I must be crazy. We must make haste if we're to reach the village before nightfall.
By the time we reached the village, it was sunset.
Hello, boys. Glad to see you're still wearing the underpants. What?
They're the best Christmas present we ever had, Father.
Mine are too tight.
Well, we all have our cross to bear. This is George. He has a request to make. I'm afraid I can't stay. Good luck, George.
That's a relief. I never feel comfortable with him about.
Me neither.
Говорят перфектен английски.
So, what do you want?
И са културисти.
My girlfriend has been bitten by a snake.
So, everyone in my family has been bitten by snakes.
I was bitten by a dormouse once.
She's real sick. I hoped your wise man might have medicine.
Wise man? You must have the wrong village.
Father Hubert said there was a wise man in the village who could help me.
Ooh, he must mean the old man, the shaman.
I'd like to see the shaman, please.
You can't just go walking in there and demand to speak to the shaman.
Why not?
You have to observe the protocol. The shaman demands tribute.
Tribute? You mean like a gift?
That's right.
The eternal question. What do you give a man who has everything? Are you going to stand by and let my girlfriend die?
Of course not. What do you think we are, savages?
We'll start the preparations for a cremation feast.
Give me a clue. What kind of things does your shaman like? Does he have a hobby, a favorite sport?
You insult us. The shaman lives on a higher plane.
Oh, right. Maybe a book would be more suitable. Or a jigsaw puzzle? Don't you just hate choosing presents for people you don't know? Here, he'll like these biscuits.
Тия кучешките бисквити ги пробутваме на всеки.
liked the biscuits, especially the black ones. He wants to know if you've any more.
Сега аз реално знам как да го реша този пъзел. Чакай, това ли беше? Така че няма да се бавим. Нали, той трябва да ни каже. Казаха по-рано, има хинт, обаче човек трудно ще го запомни. Човек трудно ще го запомни, има го този хинт, че той трябва да го погледне това и да ти каже какво е.
The shaman wants to talk to you.
Да.
Well, it's been nice to talk to you guys.
Казаха по-рано, че шамана трябва да го погледне това.
That woman certainly wasn't the reason I'd come to the village. Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Please, sit down. Welcome, George.
Thanks.
It has long been foretold that a white man would bring the coyote stone to this village.
My girlfriend's been bitten by a snake.
And you want me to heal her?
That's the idea. Can you do it?
I'm not sure. My gums aren't what they used to be.
Listen, my girlfriend's in a coma. Please, old man, give me the root.
What root?
Why is Father Hubert so reluctant to visit the village?
I don't know. He used to come here a lot, but then he just stopped. You'd think he'd want to spend some time with his kids.
Did you say Father Hubert has kids?
3 girls and 5 boys by my reckoning. All conceived in the same week at the Feast of the Monkey Dance.
Monkey Dance.
I don't suppose this would be any use to you.
It sure would. This wax on a stick will change our lives.
What do you want it for?
To decorate our bodies for the monkey dance.
Father Hubert told me of a root which could cure the bite of the river snake.
There's nothing sacred with these people. That was our secret, known only to members of my tribe.
If that root is my chance of saving Nico's life, then I want it. Fast.
There is time yet, George Stobart. Time to learn why you were called here.
Fine. If I listen to your story, then will you give me the root?
The eel travels far, but still returns to the place of his spawning.
And look, I'm running a tight schedule, so can you skip the riddles?
Many years ago, when the world was young, the great god and king Quetzalcoatl was defeated by trickery and deceit. His enemy Tezcatlipoca took his place as leader and demanded terrible human sacrifices. A group of loyal priests found a way to trap Tezcatlipoca. But his powers were so great, they knew he would not remain trapped forever. His time of incarceration would end with the eclipse, which marked the close of the 5th age. So the priests fashioned 3 obsidian stones which contained the power to seal the mirror for all time. But before the stones could be put in place, they were seized by the invading Spanish.
But how did they trap Tez, the evil god?
They built a pyramid which they told Tezcatlipoca was dedicated to him. At its center, they fashioned a huge mirror of perfectly smooth obsidian. Luring him into the pyramid with praise and flattery, they used sorcery to ensnare him in the mirror.
There's an eclipse of the sun due very soon, isn't there?
Correct. The eclipse which marks the ending of the Fifth Age will come before the next full moon.
Less than 2 weeks. I didn't really believe that Tezcatlipoca would return, but I figured Karzak's plans were in some way connected. What happened to the stones?
They were taken by the Spanish to the coastal town that is now called Quaramonte City. Only one stone reached Spain. The other two fell into the hands of buccaneers. The Jaguar stone was captured by an English captain, El Draco. The Eagle stone was taken by a pirate called Ketch. The third stone, the Coyote stone, reached Spain safely. That is the stone in your possession.
Tell me more about the Jaguar stone.
Many centuries ago, the port of Quaramonte was entered by a ship flying Spanish colors. The captain, the man known as El Draco, sent soldiers ashore. Only when the soldiers arrested the mayor did the people realize that they were English privateers. The mayor was held hostage while the soldiers looted and plundered the city. Amongst the treasures they stole was the Jaguar stone.
Where is the Jaguar stone now?
I suppose El Draco took it back to his homeland, across the Great Sea.
To England? Tell me more about the Eagle stone.
The stone was loaded onto a galleon with many valuable artifacts plundered by the Spanish. But shortly after leaving harbor, a terrible squall blew up and damaged the ship. The ship was intercepted by a bloodthirsty pirate, Captain Ketch. Ketch made short work of overpowering the crew, stealing the treasure, and sinking the Spanish
сега това е последно и това ще е за днес.
Where's the Eagle stone now?
Nobody knows for sure. Ketch retired from piracy and bought an island in the Caribbean.
What do I do when I find the stones?
Bring them here to me and I shall prepare you. The stones must be taken to the heart of the pyramid. Only there can they be used to seal the gate by which Tezcatlipoca will return to this world.
Now do I get the root?
Here, take it. Make haste if you wish to save the girl's life. The hummingbird sings to me of death to come.
Now you're talking in riddles again. Listen, is it okay if I crash here? I've got no chance of finding my way through the jungle in the dark.
You're welcome, but you probably won't get much sleep. Tonight's the night of the monkey dance.
I left the village at dawn and stumbled back through the jungle in a post-party daze. It was just like sneaking back to my parents' house when I was younger. Except Oakland didn't have monkeys or parrots.
Така, добре.
The shaman thinks you should go visit your kids.
So, he told you?
Look, Hubert,
Голям е палавник попа, бе, 5 деца.
an extended family is nothing to be ashamed of. If I was you, I'd be ashamed of not being there for them.
It was that damned monkey dance that led me astray.
Yeah. A sight like that must be difficult to forget. I've got the root, Hubert.
So what are you waiting for? Give it to the gal.
Right. Nico, I've brought you this root. No way was she going to be able to chew the root. I needed to give her the antidote in a more digestible form.
И това пъзел, че знам как се решава, то е доста лесно, но тук просто се качихме така да направим малко по-реалистично, а не директно да го решаваме.
I didn't have any use for Hubert's candles. I thought it best not to defile the altar while Hubert was looking after Nico. The snake bite had affected Nico badly.
Jug.
I couldn't steal from a priest.
Just borrow. More digestiform, съответно е тук са идваме. С това ли беше? Много. Така. Чашка. Това много ми харесва, че те карат да го решиш този пъзел. Всяка част трябва да я решиш. А в някои по-нови игри само трябва да сложиш примерно това корена и той всичко друго ще нареди сам. А пък тук всичко сам трябва да наредиш. Нали, ремъка трябва да си направиш. Тук трябва да си сложиш чинийката, която ти е в случая. Харесват ми такива пъзели. Абе, вземи го бе, тъпо копеле! Отивай горе.
Look, Hubert, the antidote. Well, what are you waiting for? Give it to the girl, quickly.
Да, Гошо ми се прави на голям газар.
Here, drink this.
Oh, George, it's horrible.
Just swallow it down. Okay, try
Just
swallow
it now.
All your strength when we go after the other two stones.
Other stones? What other stones? What have you gotten me into now, Josh Stobart?
The patient is sounding more like her old self already.
Тя просто е проклета.
Nico recovered quickly from her fever. To save time, we decided to split
Може би змията се отровила, а не Нико.
I traced the pirate catch to a remote island in the Caribbean. With the fortune he'd amassed from piracy, he'd retired to a place that was later called Ketch's Landing.
Окей. Правим едно сейфче и 54%, 4 часа и 20 минути, идеално. 4:20. 4:20 приключваме днеска. Мисля, че няма по-добро време, с което да приключим. 4:20. Ами, окей. Ще рейднем картача, който играе Pikmin 4. Благодаря много на всички, които бяха тук за Soul River и останаха за Broken Sword. Благодаря много на Поздрими за рейдчето. Пожелавам на всички приятна вечер, приятна почивка и хубава седмица ви пожелавам. То поне сега има празници. Окей. Спираме записа. Бам.